Yo, you already know what it is. It's your favorite Blerd click, ready to talk Blerd shit. And today, we've got something special in the works for you guys. I know there's a lot going on in the world of Blerd. Yes, and we don't even got to go through all of it. But as you all know, plenty is afoot. But before we even get into the last few episodes of Peacemaker or Gen V or any of that, or freak Yaz out with the Marvel Zombies recap as we did the weeks before, today is a day that we are going to focus specifically on Alien Earth, basically for the whole show. Why? Because it just ended, and it was such a phenomenal, different type of show that we want to give it more flowers. And in addition to that, the cast, it was so melanated sprinkles, so many melanated sprinkles within that cast. And we had the luxury of being able to take advantage of some of those really cool actors that did graze that alien scene. So without further ado, I want to bring in my homies. We got obviously in the building is none other than the one and only Yazzie. Al, what's going on? Yazzie, she's heard. What up, Yes? Oh, hey, shoot. I did that. Yeah, hey, there she is.
Not yet.
I love when I get,
that was not me. I'm not a xenomorph.
She's not a xenomorph. Sorry, not yet. We still working on it. We got the one and only Bad Tizzle in the Hizzle. What's going on, homeboy?
What's going on, y'all? What's going on?
What's happening? Yeah, and I will be here as well. Sorry about that, guys. I'm here in my summer home in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, where the leaves are now starting to change colors. Yes, you look like you somewhere special. What the hell you got? Look out behind you. Yes.
Who is behind? In the comments, who's behind me?
Oh yeah, Ty. Who's behind her, Ty?
I don't know. I don't know.
Anybody in the comments want to save time?
We looking at the comments now. Where y'all at?
I don't know.
I know, man. I know. You know who's gonna know this one?
Is that a dog?
You know who knows this? I think Lisa knows.
Is that a dog?
Harmony don't. I don't think Harmony knows.
You just asked if he was a dog.
I did.
I think Gothic Chica maybe knows. Maybe.
Okay, if he's a dog, Ty.
Huh? What kind of dog?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, put us out of our suspense, man. Who that is? Yeah.
All right, this is Totoro. Ghibli. Just saying, I'm in his castle right now in a bedroom. Just saying, coming soon. Let me know.
Where's it?
Okay, that's not weird at all.
This one's in Orlando, Florida. So
No, but
what property?
Oh, this one is called Movie Magic, and it's a 10-bedroom house. It has some cool gems that you wouldn't expect are in here. And
yes. What television property? What show is that from? What movie?
Oh, it's
it's like this is we're down here at Orlando Blanche Blossom Trail.
My bad. I didn't understand the question. My bad. This is My Neighbor Totoro. It's a Ghibli anime. It's on HBO Max.
Oh, that one. That's probably why I didn't watch it.
Wow, you need to watch it. It's a fucking good show.
I didn't watch it.
You need to watch it. Go do it.
Yeah. That's dope. Yeah. That's crazy. That it's going to be hard to look both of y'all in the eye as we have this little conversation real quick. But of course, like we just said, we're here to talk a little bit about Alien Earth because we were fortunate enough to have a special guest on this week by the name of Jonathan Ajayi. And Jonathan gave us some gems, y'all. Like, this dude, first of all, was hella cool. All right. It's almost like he was the boy that he portrayed a little bit. Like, we can see how he was able to act out that character that he was. And we've already gotten some love. We've shared some things online with him. So there's a few things that we want y'all to take away from this interview. One of them being, of course, that he's also a very talented singer. We talked about this last week. What are a couple things, without giving everything away, Yaz, that you may have taken away from this interview as well before we play the entire thing?
He's just a down-to-earth person. It's very rare you get to, you know, meet a celebrity and they're portraying a child, and you literally get to see all of those characteristics as an adult, but you know, not in a childish way, obviously. But he was super cool. It was just like, it was like talking with the clique, you know what I'm saying? Like with the group, you know what I mean? It was like we're at a barbecue, you know, I've known him forever, and it was a first time meeting. So it was awesome. He was a great pleasure to converse with, and I hope we get to talk to him again soon.
Yeah, man, there were a lot of questions. Ty, one of the things that we were talking about as well was that the interview went well to the point where sometimes we lose track of time. I ain't gonna lie, like I might ask, like, we just went out for 20 minutes, and we look up like, oh shit, it's been 40 minutes, and so that may or may not have happened. Also, one thing that we kind of use as a barometer to determine whether or not the interview went well is we see whether or not the interviewee leaves immediately after the interview. You know what I'm saying? Like if we're like, okay, the interview's over, and like click, like Carl Jones has done that a couple times. I'm gonna keep it real. We love Carl, and it's not like he don't like us, because he answers the call every single time. But when that interview over, he out. He is out. But it's not out of love. I honestly think it's just because Carl got so much stuff going on. And like I said, if it was a problem, then Carl would never pull up more than once. And he's supposed to pull up with us again. A couple others did bounce, but Jonathan literally sat there and was like, watching it. We started talking to ourselves, knowing he was watching, and it was a whole crazy thing, man. So that was something you noticed, and he did leave us a nice note afterwards. So a few things that you're going to learn in this interview about Jonathan. I would like to see if y'all will hang around long enough, because we're going to have us a pop quiz. And Ty, I want you to give some guesses as well, because these aren't all for the number. So Ty, you tell me, in this interview, we're going to learn a lot about Jonathan, but who do you think his favorite American music artist is?
Can I at least get a genre?
Rap.
Who?
A genre.
Rap.
Genre?
Rap.
Favorite American artist, genre is rap.
Well, I wouldn't say rap. I wouldn't
Like
say
hip hop?
Oh,
I wouldn't even say hip hop. I would say.
oh.
All right.
Really thrown.
No, it's not rap.
Hold on.
I'll say this. It's R&B, maybe ish.
Hold on. I'm looking this up by the artist. Just give me a second.
Maybe.
Okay.
Rapper. It's American rapper. That's what it says.
But okay, I think you might have forgot what his answer was. But maybe you should watch the interview. maybe you should watch the interview after this too. But you keep on pondering on that, Ty, because that's one of the things you're going to learn about Jonathan Ajayi in this interview. Another question I want you all to have ready for the exam at the end of this is, what TV show theme song did Jonathan use to prep for his scenes? This is a good one. This is a good one.
This is a throwback.
Really good one.
This is a 90s throwback sitcom. It's like the theme song. You're never gonna get it.
Okay.
Yeah. So y'all gotta tell us, what do y'all think, Jonathan? And if you watch the interview, he'll give you the answer. So we want the answers in the comments. The first one will give you a shout out in the next broadcast. All right. In addition to that, we want you all to tell us, because Jonathan did admit in this interview that he got a little bit of Blerd in him. You know what I'm saying? That's why he wanted to join, because he said, we reached out to him and he said the first thing he did was look at our videos. It was like, oh, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, he started laughing, which means that he might be one of us. So Yaz and I asked, what was his favorite property? You know, Marvel, DC, Ninja Turtles. What was it growing up? Ty, give me a guess real quick, homeboy.
Growing up, I would probably say, ooh, this is crazy. He's across the water.
Right.
Maybe Winnie the Pooh.
Interesting choice. That was
Winnie the Pooh.
okay.
That's actually a really good guess. Believe it or not, that's a really good guess. Is it true? Is it what he actually chose? We don't know. So you will have to tune into the whole interview to figure that part out. So without further ado, guys, in just a moment, we're going to go ahead and uncover this and we watching. But stick tuned after that because there is even more. After we get a chance to give you some of Jonathan Ajayi, we're also going to run the full Babou Ceesay interview with our good friend.
Pause for dramatic effect.
Young Dueces. Like my best friend in the world.
I thought we lost him for a minute.
I had a brain fart like fuck. I was sitting there looking at his picture. I'm like, what is that name again?
Yeah.
And it's so and listen, for anybody who ever falls victim to my lack of memory, I promise it is completely not personal. It is 100% chemical. And I'm telling you,
yes. Yes.
So there's all of that, man. So yeah, make sure you guys stick around because it's going to get even cooler afterwards. Don't forget, we did have some time to spend with Jonathan, and we're going to go ahead and get into it now. So without further ado, everybody, let us at least get you the first portion of our interview. And like I said, stick around for the rest of it. And before you do anything after this show, make sure you all go to our Instagram page and like and comment on our most recent video, and you'll kind of get an idea of what this video is all about once you check out this interview. So guys, thanks again. We will see you on the other side of this. I give you Jonathan Ajayi. Gotta let the beat ride, you know what I'm saying? Even if the work went on, that don't mean that's what we started. We just to make sure everything is documented, you know what I'm saying? All right, yes. I figure we go ahead. Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and hit him with the intro, then we'll go ahead and jump right in. Yes, you goody?
We're goody. Let's do it.
All right, cool. Thanks, Jonathan. I'm gonna try to give you an introduction worthy of your notoriety, friend.
Mi hermano.
Here we go. Hey, you already know what it is. Let's get it in. Forgive us for this first part, Jonathan. Courtney, close your eyes.
This is Thugnificent telling everybody to tune in to new Blerd Order, my nigga. The best podcast on the planet Earth, nigga.
Hey, y'all already know what it is, friend. It's your favorite Blerd click, ready to talk Blerd stuff with. And yes, today is a special day because we are going to talk about one of our favorite shows, Alien Earth. You already know what it is out there, folk. And one of our favorite characters on the show just may happen to be here along with us. But hey, Alien Earth ain't the only thing this man, Jonathan Ajayi, done did. He is in the Man in the Basement. You might have seen him in a DC movie called Wonder Woman, maybe even Chief of Station, Vigil, and a whole bunch of other projects, stage and screen, all the way from the BBC, UK, everything across the pond. It's none other than the one and only, if you don't mind helping me, welcome to the stage and platform, Mr. Jonathan Ajayi. What's going on, homeboy?
Yeah.
you like.
I want to wake up to that every day. Get me pumped and ready for the day.
Listen, you can hire me to come and introduce you on the set, like, ladies and gentlemen, coming on the set. Let me stop. Listen, first and foremost, fam, it is an honor to have you here in the flesh. Thank you so much for joining our humble little project. We love Smee. Like, before we knew you, before we made any contact, we was like, who is the dude who, I'm gonna tell you what it was too, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. It was this move right here that got me on board. It was when he did the phone thing. Like when he was acting so much like a kid. So we got so much to ask you, so much to talk to you about. We don't want to waste your time, so we'll get right into it. I'm going to start with the first question, and I need a answer. No folding on this one.
I'll go you.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
When is a machine not a machine?
You got me straight away.
Come on.
When it runs out of battery.
When it runs out of battery.
Came into play.
That is it, right? That is it. Well, the reason I asked, obviously, is because, Jonathan, you spent some time along with your co-star Babou Ceesay, and you guys were representing not synthetics, but synthetics that were actually children. So even though that was the first question, and that was a great answer, by the way, before you ask, we're going to alternate, go back and forth. Our real question is like, were you a bad kid? did your grandma beat you up? Like, did you have to? Because like you really channeled your childhood in this.
Hey.
It was so seamless. Like when I'm sitting there watching you, I'm like, yo, did he ever grow up in real life? Like this seems very, very much like actual Jonathan Ajayi. So yeah, man. Like the real question is, what did you use to channel the childlike nature of your character? Was it actual childhood experiences? I know you all did rehearse and conduct some, you worked with the set, the smaller, the children on your set, and one of them even interviewed, you know, kind of had like his impression of you. But what is your real source of like motivation and what do you use, what do you draw from to act so much and so well like a child, friend?
You know, I'm so glad that you picked up on that moment, because a lot of those like idiosyncrasies, they just come from who I actually was as a kid. Like I had a really, really profound response to the audition sides that we got, even before I knew it was Alien, even before I knew anything. Apart from it being a child in an adult body, I looked at it and I was really overwhelmed, because I was like, this is the actual child I was. Like some of the stuff in the script, I was like, I heard that as a kid. Like I was really, really restless. I was always like one stupid decision away from getting my ass beat. You know? So, you know, I'm Nigerian, man, you know, so, you know, so actually I had a lot of really brilliant conversations with my mom, and she reminded me of all of these stories of how nuts I was as a child, not as I ran around all over the place. And you know, my uncles actually called me engine head, because or coconut head or bonehead, because I wouldn't sit still. So a lot of that's very much in my my natural demeanor, I have to say.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that we could tell he was a badass kid. That's probably real good, right? Yes, I don't know, but we thank you and thank your grandma too. Yes, what you got? What you got?
Oh man, that was so funny. I'm sorry, that was so great. Okay, so in preparation for this role, I know that, you know, being an actor, you know, you we take specific methodology to prepare for roles. So what was your specific methods for preparing? Did you use Meisner's technique of repetition, you know, to get you to, you know, hone in that that essence from when you were a child, you know, and those memories of, you know, just, you know, being a coconut head, you know what I'm saying? as your family would call you. Because I'm not gonna lie, your acting on this show was top notch. Like, you know, when you get annoyed with a character because they're so good at acting, I was semi-annoyed with some of the things you did, because I was like, why can't he grow up? And I was like, God, he is so good. Like, he is so good. Like, so I had to give kudos to you and your methodology, and kind of, I wanted to know, you know, what gets you in that, you know, in that state of mind. Obviously you said, you know, channeling your family members, you know, and as a child, you know, but what kind of methods did you use?
I did this thing called Grotowski puppet work with one of my teachers from drama school. And essentially for months, because we started during the strikes and we paused, so I just took that time to really lock in and just make sure that when the strikes were over, I came back as prepared as I could be. And I would just shuttle maybe once or twice a week to his studio. And essentially the method is that as you're reading and like responding to the material, is creating a picture of who the person is in your mind. Okay. And what you do is you project the image of that part out into the room where you're at in real life. And it would just get me to observe Smee. And it's so funny, when I was doing the work, I never observed Smee as a synth. I always observed him as a 10-year-old, as a child. So like the first time I ever met Smee, he like ran and sprinted through my imagination into this room, jumped onto the couch and just started playing a Game Boy and just completely ignored me. And my teacher was like, okay, how does he breathe? How does he sit? What's his inner rhythm like? What's his eyes like? How does he stare at the Game Boy when he's playing it? How does he, you know, we'll do this for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. I would just create this really, really vivid image of who this child was in my head. And at the end of every session, he would very gently invite me to represent physically what I'm seeing in terms of my imagination.
Cool.
And he would say, "Don't act it, represent it." So there was no pressure to try and become a kid
Right.
ever. It was just I was understanding who he is as a child. So I don't have to play a child. I just played Smee. And he expressed himself in a certain way, like he would fold his arms like that. You know.
How much of playing Smee was playing the young boy who was actually the body before it became Smee? You understand? Like, you know how you the young. Oh wow. Okay. All right.
There's only one scene where I allowed him to be a grown-up, and that was in episode 8. It's only one scene, and that was after the trauma that he goes through was slightly, and I'm not going to say in case anybody's yet to watch it, they should have watched it by now.
No, we don't watch it multiple times.
Yeah, it is.
I'm assuming that's that adult hug he talking about right there.
Yeah.
No, I'm just playing.
You know.
The other thing that Smee did so masterfully was, like, there wasn't a moment, in my opinion, where, I mean, even though you just said like Smee grew up, like at all times, I never felt that Smee was anything other than a child. And some of the other characters, you can kind of see, like, Wendy, she's kind of growing up, and Nibs is having a whole, oh, I'm pregnant. Wow, okay. And then, like, there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on. Don't even get me started with your best friend. But with you, even when you discover, like, that there's somebody under the bed, you're like, dude. You're like, dude, like, what are we gonna do, man? You're like scared. You have to, like, calm you down. And like, through all of that, I guess my question is, does it become difficult to maintain a childish demeanor as you even progress through very traumatic scenes? I mean, y'all literally saw a chest pop and you're still a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you maintain that, bro, if it's okay?
I think because you have to translate everything into a child's understanding of the world. And I had this mantra whilst I was getting ready for the role, that children live in a please and thank you society. So things can only be as bad as however long it takes for you to say please, thank you, or I'm sorry. Because that's what we teach children, even though it's not true. So in terms of, instead of it being a xenomorph, in my head, it was more useful to think about maybe a scary spider that is in the corner of the wall, and then you turn off the light, you turn it back on, and the spider's gone. And you're like, damn, the spider's gonna crawl up my nose when I'm sleeping. All those, like, irrational fears. So I just, like, humanized and not minimized. That's the wrong word. But I just brought everything into a plane of reality that a child could understand, because we will experience the same emotions that we'll ever experience as a child at 10 as a grown up at 70. It's just the context is the only thing that changes. So I just put it into a place of understanding, So yeah, he's put Arthur under his bed, but let's say my friend has stolen some chocolate bars from 7-Eleven.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Mom's gonna catch you. What have you done? Stop! What are you doing? But it's the same thing. We're just talking about a body under a bed.
Oh wow, Yaz, that should help. You see, Yaz is an actor too. She humble. She ain't on Alien Earth yet.
Yeah, we said Meisner earlier. I went.
I'm starting out. I'm just starting out. So that's. But yeah,
I'll see you on set. I'll see you there.
Yeah, hey, you never know. Go ahead, Yazzie.
Okay, so basically, Alien is part of such this huge universe. It's vast. It's big. It's got many different different aliens now, and we have creatures now that we just discovered. So the tone of Alien is usually dark, it's scary, it's ominous. How did you balance that sense of wonder from Smee's character, to honing in the deep suspense of the horror elements of the actual, the saga and the franchise?
Well, in my head, I was in a very different project to everybody else. I knew that his arc was going to be one that doesn't really come into play towards the end of the series.
Okay.
And it's going to be very dramatic, explosive, chest burstery, all that kind of stuff. So what I charted was just this like really robust sense of play.
Okay.
So everyone else was an alien. In my head, I was in Goonies or something like Jumanji. Like for me, it was more about kids being whisked off on an adventure where they're learning about the world in real time, as opposed to being in this thing where there's an alien that has acid for blood. You know?
I like that. Okay. That makes a lot of
Crazy.
sense.
Yeah, a
You
lot of the
using
work was
Goonies as a
translated.
reference point.
Hey,
Yeah.
you guys! Like,
And that's how Smee behaves, right?
yes.
I'm sorry.
Because those kids dealing with monsters, right?
Yeah.
But it's about the tone, you know. And you know, actually, at the beginning of filming, Noah was very, very clear with me. He was like, "Look, the responsibility of portraying the Lost Boys as children really falls on Smee and Nibs, because we're the two youngest Lost Boys. Everyone else is about 11, 12. I think Nibs is 9 and Smee's 10. And I had a lot more room to do that because he was like, you know, he's the funny kid. He's like, he just wants to play Game Boy and hang out.
Oh, well, listen, you definitely, clearly, as we've already spent enough time giving you props on how well of a child you acted on the set, especially as a character. But if I can tell you the honest to God truth, Jonathan, it seemed like y'all wasn't just acting like kids on the set when it came time for your movies. It seemed like y'all might have been acting like kids. It's like y'all might have been acting like kids, even when the camera was shut off. So explain to me what is going on with you, Kit Young, you and Sydney Chandler. Like y'all seem like even when there was like cut, all right, rap for the day, y'all was like,
Yeah. You know, I think
how did this come about? Like, tell us, how did y'all end up in there? What is going on?
So it's really funny. Me and Kit actually met maybe 4 months before Alien started auditioning. We were doing a workshop for a play. And I walked in the room, he walked in the room. We were like the only black people in the room. So we like clocked each other. And we always had that telepathy of like, oh yeah, we're gonna go for a drink afterwards. Let's hang out. And we had this great night out and we really got close. And then we enjoyed the rest of the workshop. And then we didn't see each other for a while. And then I was going to like one of my friends was having a house party. I was like, you know what? We said we were going to hang out. Yo, Kit, what you saying? Come out tonight, man. He's like, cool. Send me the address. We go. We're like over. We go to the house party. We're hanging out on the rooftop at like, I don't know, maybe midnight or something. And I just turned to him like, man, I can't wait till we get to work together on like a proper job, not just like a 3-day workshop. And it was like, yeah, man, cheers to that. We cheersed. 2 months later, me and him are in Thailand. And from that house party, what I know is that he likes to dance. He likes to bust a 2-step. I also, I'm a bit of a 2-step connoisseur. You know what I'm saying? So it was the meeting of, it was the marriage of two true minds. And we spent 6 months dancing. And it was a great 6 months, you know. We made handshakes. Everyone joined us at one point. We even got Ardash out as well for a couple of nights out. Sydney was very, very locked in and very, very hardworking. But you know, when we're micing up before going on to set, I'm always switching my phone on and I'm always playing music. And me and Kit are always moonwalking or doing that or whatever. And you can't not join. You can't not join. It's too infectious.
Yo, all right. 2 questions. First one, in the UK, is the 2-step the same as it is over here? See, we herald
Always.
the 2-step in the spirit of our Queen Sierra, who taught us how to let me see your 1, 2. Like, how does your 2-step go? It's like a
ride, everybody
on the floor, everybody up. Let me see you 1, 2 step. I want to see you 1, 2 step. See you 1, 2 step. Hey, this beat is automatic. All right.
Listen, don't tell me it was a good time.
All right, so that's cool. I see we on the sync. Cause look at them, they was like right in sync. Like they look like they've been doing this for years. Like they look like stepbrothers, don't they? Like
I just love how Jonathan, you're smiling like and trying to talk to you this whole time, okay? And he's just like straight face until the end, and then he's like, And then straight face again.
Because
No,
if you, I don't know if you
did
noticed,
you
but
see
in the
Sydney
video,
try to peek in?
yeah.
Right.
And if you play the video, the timing, Erina, she comes in at the exact time that the trumpets kick in. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's hilarious. It makes me laugh every time I think of it. Because she was like, what are you guys doing? Why are you guys dancing again? And came in perfectly.
So the other thing that I have a question about, you just piqued my interest. You said you don't ever go on set and not put in your headphones or have your music. What are you playing, homeboy? What is your go-to on your playlist? Or is there one song on repeat? Do you alternate? Is it the same genre? Are you a straight hip-hop, Afro beats, drill? I mean, and
I'm an everything kind of person. I'm a everything from grime to country, Afro beats to samba. I listen to bachata music. I love music, so I will listen to anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
now
actually, it depends on what
Puerto
I need to do. So for a lot of filming, I've compiled like a bunch of songs. Some of the songs would help me in an emotional way. Some would help me in a physical way. So if I had like a really childish moment to execute, I would probably listen to the theme song from Malcolm in the Middle.
Interesting. Of all shows,
right?
Why that show? I just want to know.
Because it's like it starts off kind of like calm with the like guitars, and so it's like you're another boss of me now. Like as soon as that comes through, right? And then I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'm about to crash out in this set. Oh my, I'm about to go mad.
I think we just became friends because I'm one of those people.
Did we just become best friends?
I need mood music for like everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, all my friends are always like, "Yaz, you always have the perfect mood music." You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, and I have to. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get up and you're jamming. You know what I'm saying? Like you need that pump music. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, I love that.
It's just weird for me, Yaz, because I'm picturing him like, okay, today we've got lines with the xenomorph, and he's got the headphone. He's like, "You're not the boss. Life is not fair."
No. His chill music. He's probably playing some like when he has to be chill. It's probably like Loop Fiasco or like kick push coast.
Yeah,
I listened to that a lot whilst I was in Thailand.
See,
really?
I listened to that a lot.
I believe
that's
it.
The act of telepathy.
Yeah, check it out.
I know my people.
I hope we got time because I do have a whole question about that. But speaking of music, because you are definitely giving us a clue into, I'm assuming there's probably some Afro beats in there, maybe not. But I'm just going to go ahead and give you a little bit of full disclosure, homeboy. When we started learning about how dope your character was, we did a little research, and to our surprise, we couldn't help but notice that you might have some talent. Now, as bad as I want to sit here to watch yourself sing your song, because this is really good, man. Like this is not little Jonathan got a guitar. You know he can play for you at your next wedding. Yeah. This is like, if you really wanted to, you could play the whole. You could do like a Craig David type thing. I mean, probably a bad reference. I'm showing my age, but the fact of the matter is, like, it. Sometimes when folks are multi-talented, it's difficult to choose which lane they want to focus on. Was that something that you had to make a decision about? I know you went to Lambda, and that you had you had every intention of being in the world of arts, but did you have to choose music or acting, or are you still trying to juggle both of those?
I had to choose music or acting at first when I was 17. Like I grew up in the church playing music as well. I was like the guy with the guitar. I remember when you get to the end of college before what would be uni, for us, you have to start choosing what you want to do with your life. And I auditioned for 2 songwriting degree courses, and I got into both of them. And actually, one of the teachers tried to buy my song in my audition, and I said no because I didn't know anything about the business. And then the Star Wars Open auditions were happening at the same time, and I was so conflicted because I was like, I've always wanted to be an actor, but I've been pursuing music really, really hard. my twin sister's a fantastic musician, so I'm very inspired by her too. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I prayed about it. I was like, God, you know what? If I get through one round of these Star Wars open auditions, I'll become an actor. I just have to get through one round, and I'll take that as a sign. And I went to Twickenham Stadium, which is a huge rugby stadium, tens of thousands of people, at 4 a.m. with my friend Coral. And their dad drove us to the stadium, and we were one of hundreds of thousands of people. We queued from 4 a.m. and probably got to the tent at midday. It was 8 hours of queuing. So the odds are so out of this world. And the second I walked into that tent, it's like the casting director, whoever the person was, had this like really strong reaction to me and was like, whoa, get upstairs now. And I was like, that felt crazy. So I went upstairs to the next round, and I didn't know anything about acting at that point. She was like, the person that I spoke to was like, okay, so what do you want to, what's your dream role? Like Othello or this or that? And I was like, I didn't even know what Othello was. I was just like, yeah. I say, yeah. What do you say? What do you say? Yeah, how about that?
All
What
of
do you
them.
say? You know, and that moment I left and I walked and I just went, okay, cool. I want to do this. I'm going to become an actor. Then auditioned for drama school. Took me 2 years to get in. And then, yeah.
Oh man,
Crazy.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what? I love that for you, but I also hate that for you. You know, in the sense, and let me tell you why. Because I would guess that you're probably, if not equally, maybe more, who knows, greatest talented as a songwriter, singer, but you have to split your devotion, right? Like you can't, like, you know, it's a difficult thing. So I hope that in the long life, since you're a young man, in your long life, you get to experience what it's like to be successful in both of those endeavors.
I really hope so. I definitely have big
be
dreams as a musician. I got huge dreams as a musician, and they will come true because I'm like that as a person. If I set my mind, it happens. But I'm just biding my time. I
agree. That's why we get to see you on Alien Earth. So speaking of music, you've already kind of given us glimpses of you being in the Lupe Fiasco, maybe a couple others. Just a quick question: who's your favorite American artist, if one is in your playlist, and why is it Cardi B?
Because I like it like that. Hey. Listen, I take it a reference. Oh, so hard. I absolutely adore Erykah Badu. I love me some Erykah Badu.
Okay.
I love me some D'Angelo. I love me some India Arie. I love Kendrick.
That makes sense.
I love me some soul. Yeah. Yeah, soul. That's where I'm at.
Okay, so he's giving backpack. He's giving backpack. Talib Kweli, Mos Def, probably in the Jill Scott,
Roots.
Right? You know,
yeah.
Okay,
I love Addison Pack. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man.
I love it. Okay, so good. Is there a song that you can't wait to release that you've written?
I actually wrote a song for episode 7 because I was really struggling when I was prepping. And I just haven't really done anything. Actually, I performed it twice, and people are like really, really moved by it because it's about childhood and like looking back and missing. Because I was trying to develop empathy for Slightly, and you found it. I need to start knowing that when you ask me questions, you're already ready. I wrote a song about it called Child of the Storm, and maybe I'll just do like a little video on my Instagram at some point. But I actually sent it to Ardish when we were filming in Thailand. You know, I asked him, I think I asked him, give me 3 words about your character, and I took them and I made a song because I wanted to start developing a imaginative relationship with this character.
Okay, I dig it. Real quick, I have we have a panel of folks that we work with, and unfortunately, since this is a different day that we record, some of them submitted some questions. One of them is our good friend Kira. Kira has an interesting question, and I wondered how you would take this. But were you, Jonathan Ajayi, surprised that your character made it all the way to the end?
Hey man, look, times have changed, and I'm really glad. I'm really glad that I didn't die first. Hey. Old Babou.
Yeah. When we saw,
You
we
know
was
what
like,
I'm saying?
oh,
You know what I mean?
please.
I was
Yeah.
really glad. I'm really glad. It's such a brilliant project to be a part of, and just I would love to be on the ride for as long as I'm allowed to live in it.
Absolutely. I hope you get to do that as well, fam. Well, listen,
So,
I got a couple more questions, and we won't hold you forever, even though I ain't gonna lie, we could, because we fans.
for too much vibes.
A couple of things that you said in a couple interviews that
Mm.
did pique my interest, and one thing you said particularly interested me, and it was that you described yourself as a nerd.
Mhm.
You said, "I'm such a nerd, man." I'm sorry, my
A
British
nerd,
accent.
man.
I'm just a nerd, man. Like, what is your description of nerd? Like, are we talking comic book nerd? Are we talking science? I just like to do math on my days off nerd. Are we talking superhero anime? Are we talking video game? Like, how deep does your nerd roots go?
2 words: Power Rangers.
Wow.
Yo! Come on, yes,
That's what I'm
the Power
talking about.
Rangers. Come on, not the Mighty Morphin. I bet you can do the whole.
Listen, don't get me started, man. Hey, I remember being a kid. I was the last kid of my age to grow out of Power Rangers, and people would pick on me and laugh at me for still being obsessed with Power Rangers. And I didn't care. And I remember my mom got me like a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger watch, and I'd run around with it in the playground. Like, yeah, look at I was wearing like a Rolex, probably more valuable than in my head. You know?
He's wearing like a Rolex. Okay, so Power Rangers. Anything else? Are you into all these? Like, people are saying there's superhero fatigue. You did have a role in the Wonder Woman 1984. This is an introduction into the DC universe. It's now kind of like, it's going through this whole way. I'm assuming you'd be more than willing to be in any of these other films. But like, does that intrigue you? Does that interest you? Do you perhaps? And again, I know how business is business, so it's not like, oh, I want to be a Marvel. Hey, Marvel. But
yeah.
Is there anything that you see yourself in that you would aim for? Maybe perhaps in that universe, would you want to maybe join the Power Rangers cast or something like that? Talk to me.
That would be crazy if I was in Power Rangers. Who, in terms of specific characters, there's no one that really pops into my head, but I think in the superhero realm, I think there's a very specific reason why we love stories about superheroes. And I think one, it's an escape from reality. 2, but it gives us an opportunity to explore the heart of humanity. When you supercharge a human being, then you find out the true nature of their character, what's really inside of them. And I really love, that's why Chronicle is just an incredible film, because it's so human, even though it's about, being super powered. That's why, the new Avengers film, I loved that film. Thunderbolts, I loved it.
It was
because it was such a specific human thing,
Right.
And that's why the Christopher Nolan Batman films, The Dark Knight, did so well. That's why we're so obsessed with Heath Ledger in that performance, because it's like you're showing me something so specific about humanity in a superhuman lens, and I think that's what I love about. As I've got older as an artist, that's really what I've come to love about it, as opposed to just the spectacle.
Is it something that you have to shelter from your other colleagues, that you're still into Batman, that you're still a Power Ranger?
You take me as I am. Take me as I am. I'll throw a batarang at your head.
One of us. All right, cool. I love it. Yes, I'm assuming you may have something else here real quick.
Yeah, so one of our panel members, her handle is Roomful of Blerd. She had a question for you before we go. I just want to make sure I asked it before we leave. She said, do you think Smee has just been lucky, or has he even been touched, like that he hasn't even been touched by the aliens, or is it that seems that he's smarter than he seems?
Smee is so much smarter than he seems, and that's what me and Noah spoke about at the end. I think the clue is the grown-up hugs.
Yeah.
A 10-year-old giving grown-up hugs and having the presence of mind to call it that says a lot.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like with Smee, and then we'll go ahead and get you up out of here for a second. Smee seems to be like the one of the clique who is authentically child. Like there's the attempt of the others to be something that they weren't before they were put into the synth bodies. So when I look at Smee, I'm like, he's the only one who's still himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at Wendy, she's now a superhero. You know what I'm saying? Nibs is now pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like Curly is trying to be somebody's best friend. You know, like everybody is kind of going through these changes. But meanwhile, Smee is sitting there like, let me give you an adult hug, bro. I'm saying, let me just let me give you a quick adult hug right quick, and then we'll go ahead and get on that. And so for that, so let me ask you this with that, and then we'll go ahead and we'll start to get you up out of here. I couldn't help but notice that on the set, you did have a lot of scenes with certain characters, and maybe not all of the characters. Did you find yourself forging long-term, what you may think is possibly a relationship that you walk away with outside of Toodles? We already know how you get that. We know you and Kit was already cool, but did you find yourself walking away? And are there any stories that you could share with us in post-production, offset, that you all, because look at all of the fun stuff y'all are doing offset. Like, talk to us about other stuff that went on.
We spent a lot of time together. I think we were really, really good at getting together as much as we could. I think we were filming in Thailand, so a lot of us were very far away from home and on different time zones from our loved ones back home, wherever they may be. And, you know, I know a lot of actors talk about how, like, friendship behind the scenes is kind of fake, but not on this job. There's so, like, I bumped into Lily at a party 2 nights ago and we hung out. I was at the same party, got invited to the party by Sandra, who plays Yutani, because she's filming something else in the UK. Babou, whenever he's in London, we speak and we've made so many plans to meet each other. Mo, who plays Rashidi, the soldier, me and him, we went and got bubble tea like in London 2 months ago. I messaged DM when she got married. Like, so many beautiful relationships, and you don't force them or stress them. You just allow them to be what they are. You accept the distance, but you trust that the time you spent together carries you. So we might not see each other for a long time, but when we do see each other, it's love, you know.
Awesome. All right. Well, listen, it's interesting because some of your cast members, I guess they thought that you'd be good at fighting. For some reason, they chose you as the one.
They're right.
Oh, for real? That's the truth? Okay. I mean, you're a boxer, evidently.
Yeah.
So you would be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, okay. All right, cool.
That's season 2. You know, Smee's gonna have a whole, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna
I hope so.
I'm gonna grow up and be Peter Pan and
I hope so.
Watch him beatbox a xenomorph like
honestly.
we didn't get to see what he do, you know.
He's definitely gonna be on season 2. We already know it. We've already talked to God, and He said yes. All right,
Amen. Thank you.
So we don't even have to worry about that. And we hope that we also get to talk to you again. I'll ask you one favor before we let you go, friend, because you did kind of admit that you kind of nerdy like us a little bit, Sam. So I wondered if you'd be willing to give the New Blerd Order, that's who we are. We call ourselves the New Blerd Order, a quick shout out, you know, on the way out. Just, hey, I've had a good time. If you did, don't lie. If you
I'd love to. I had a wonderful time.
Awesome. Real quick. So I'll go ahead and put you on the screen. If you want to just give us a quick shout out, hey, I had a good time with the New Blerd Order. Check it out if you like. And then, yeah, man, we'll go ahead and get you on up out of here.
Hey, guys, just a shout out to the New Blerd Order. They're my people. They're my nerdy family. They're my blerdy family. So check out our chat. It's been wonderful. Blessings.
Well, thank you so much again, Mr. Jonathan Ajayi. Yo, we cannot wait to watch you over and over again in The Man in the Basement. Can't wait to see what superhero you are, and can't wait to come and see you play guitar on tour, my man.
One day.
I appreciate it, guys. We'll go ahead and wrap this up real quick. Thank you so much. Jonathan did just give us some good time. Yes, Jonathan, he is who he is, right? Like you know what's so refreshing when we get a chance to speak to some of our favorite characters and we actually genuinely like who they are off camera, and when the person that they are seems to kind of mirror the character that we love, right? Are you getting that from Jonathan, right?
It was the icing on the cake that, you know, he was himself, and he bodied his younger self to make sure that, you know, we could have the character we love, which is Smee. So thank you, Jonathan. That was awesome. And I cannot wait to see Smee 2.0 next season.
If Jonathan were here, if he were still listening, I would say, bro, the way that you did your arms, the way you hit the leaf, the way you was like that is what sold this whole project. Like none of the other, no disrespect, I know these are your castmates, so I'm not trying to like throw shade, but none of the other synthetics did such a good job at making sure we all remembered that they are children. The other ones had it in the script. You had to hear it from their lips. But when you saw Jonathan, you're like, that's a child. Even when he was confronted with Morrow was like, you guys are like a bunch of kids. You know? That's only in my opinion. And if you watch like some of his interviews, you know, it was other you talk about. If I had more time, I would have asked him like, you guys were like pretending to be kids on set while Morrow was there, and they just had like there was a scene that I saw in one of his interviews where they basically was like, they was doing like all of this stuff, they was kicking and all that. And at one point in time, Jonathan, like I think Morrow Babou Ceesay was really looking at him like
y'all just kids.
Yeah, I know this is a role, right? Like y'all having a little too much fun out here. So I can't say enough about how dope that was. Can't wait to get the clips up. And can't wait. You got your answers. You got your answers. It's pretty good answers. You and your, did you use the Meisner technique? Because you know me, we're so analytical.
I haven't even heard that technique yet that he told me. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna once it's up, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna search it. I'm gonna look it up, and I'm gonna apply that to my acting class. So I'm excited. It's pretty cool.
All right, cool. Well, listen, man. Hopefully this isn't the last time we get a chance to chat with Mr. Jonathan Ajayi, because I definitely know this ain't the last time we're gonna see him on the screen, and hopefully we get to see him on stage, maybe opening up for Cardi B. I don't know. You don't know. Maybe Jill Scott, maybe the Roots. Hey, hire that man. Put that man on stage. He need to be doing some more than just the acting. The man got hella talent. Anyway, as we always say, guys, be your authentic self. If you ain't being yourself, you're being fake. And if there ain't no irony in that at all, and if you a geek, you a nerd, whatever it is you are, as we always say, go ahead, let that good old geek flag. But before you go anywhere, just remember that that's not when you're supposed to leave, because we still got more show left, as I am still here in Gatlinburg. Look at the leaves. They all changing this stuff. It's time for fall. I got the homie right here with me. I hope he's available. I don't know. You was going off on somebody. Everything good? You need me to pull up? Okay, he's still doing it. He's going off on somebody right now. Somebody called to collect some payment. And he was like, hold up, man. I paid y'all last week. You know what I mean? Now, anyway, so hopefully y'all had a chance to check out some of the stuff we were talking about. I will refresh your memory. These were the questions. Drop them in the comments if you did pay attention. Who was his favorite music artist out of America? He definitely told you, so hopefully you was paying attention. Also, what TV show theme did he use to get prepped for scenes? Was you paying attention? I hope so. And lastly, finally, not last, not least, well last, but I guess not least, what was his favorite nerdy property as a child? All of these were revealed in the interview. If you were paying attention, then you should know what it is. Ty, anything you take away from that real quick before we get into Babou Ceesay?
Oh man, that was an amazing interview. First of all, man, we get some really good guests here on the new Blerd Order, and I mean he is now one of those that I elevate up there with one of us. You said it best. Definitely one of us. And you know I hate that I missed it. I hope the next time he comes back, I'll be able to be there and get to rack his brain. But yo, man, just such a talented dude, such a well-spoken dude. Like his answers was like I was amazed at some of those answers, man. Like, wow, like I have a newfound respect for Jonathan Ajayi, and I hope the best for him, man, and everything. I'm surprised y'all didn't mention his newest project, a man in my basement, I think is what it's called.
Because you saw that, right? You watched that movie.
Yes, it's on Disney Plus. And I think it stars Corey Hawkins and William Dafoe. Yeah, William Dafoe. And then obviously Jonathan Ajayi. And it's an interesting thriller. It's kind of like a thriller. And it also stars what's her name? From Living Single.
Oh, from Living Single. Pam?
What's her name? Erica
Alexander?
Yeah, Erica Alexander. Her. Yeah.
She was in the Cosby Show. Who was in the Cosby Show?
Yes.
Oh,
yes. I love her.
wow. Okay. I love her. She's very active.
I love her too.
Yeah, she's good people, man.
Oh no, not it's not Erica Alexander. I take that back. That I'm watching a different show with her in it, which is an Invasion.
You watch too much.
No, I do watch too many. I mix them sometimes. I'm watching her on Invasion. She's actually on Invasion. I know you don't watch that.
Invasion. Oh.
No, listen. Right now, this season of Invasion has Erica. I didn't mean to get off of that, but it does have Erica Alexander, and it also has your boy that played the RZA on Wu-Tang Clan. So
I like him.
So
Old boy from Moonlight.
But no, what I meant to say is it has the young lady who played Starfire on Young Titans. Young Titans.
Oh, yeah. She's good.
Young Titans. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
So yeah, she's in it as well. And like I said, it's interesting. Go check it out. But yes, this interview was great. You guys did a wonderful job, and shout out to Jonathan Ajayi.
Yeah, he was great. He was really cool. And we did mention the man in the basement, but we didn't watch it, so unfortunately we couldn't. And we shouted you out before we started. We actually mentioned you. I was like, my homeboy Ty watched it, and unfortunately he couldn't be here today. But I'm sure you killed it in that. But there's one thing that I would like. I'll tell you a quick tidbit, and then we'll go ahead and get into what's going on with our homeboy Young Deuce and his interview, because we did have more to discuss. But like when we were doing the interview, like we requested 20 minutes, which was dumb. All right, because I always am trying to like be mindful. I don't want to be like, yo, we want you for 2 hours, and be like, hell nah. But in retrospect, I probably should at least ask for 20 or 30. But around the 25-minute mark, because we went over time, we got the message from his handler, and we were like, oh shoot. And I felt so bad because I was like, yo, I don't want to be greedy, you know what I'm saying? But it was one of them instances where it felt like he was cool, but it's also like, yo, you got to keep your word. So my apologies for that if you're watching, Jonathan, for going over a little long. But we were just so happy with how things were going, and we got a little carried away. My apologies. But, man, you definitely got a lot out of it. And the one thing that I wish I had, if we did have more time, was there was something in there he said that I didn't catch until afterwards that I really wish because, sometimes I'm pushing all buttons. But he said he was at a Star Wars open audition or something like that. I don't know if you probably missed it too. He said he was at a Star Wars open audition or something of that sort. Rewind it back and tell me I'm not right. And having all the information we do about John Boyega, you know what I'm saying, and about Finn and what went down, I would have went deeper into the Star Wars conversation if I had been paying more attention. That is my one big regret about this interview, is that I did not pick up on that. You know how I am. Like, I'm quick to deviate from the script and be like, hold up, you said this. And I missed that. You know what I'm saying? So for that,
listen, have no regrets, because again, when you have such a great interview and you have such a great individual like Jonathan, I think that you can develop a relationship, and we can possibly have Jonathan back and discuss that. And probably around the time we have him back, news will be, hopefully for him, news will be dropping that he has a project going on with Star Wars, and then we can talk about it. So, yeah, man. Like I said, everything was done the right way. And again, shout out to Jonathan Ajayi and all that he does. Amazing person, and I can't wait to hear the first single. I'm just going.
Yeah, we go post clips. By the way, we have already posted one clip, so if you haven't already, go ahead after this and go take a look at it, like it, share it. It's pretty funny, and there'll be more coming out about him and Toodles. They both accepted the collaboration, so you'll see it on both of their pages. But Toodles was amongst some of the people he was talking about. Jonathan Ajayi, obviously, big fans of his now. And of course, he mentioned Babou Ceesay, who we also had an opportunity to indirectly have a moment with, because our homie, Young Dueces, got some time with them. And since this is our Alien Earth special, I figured it's only right that we give everybody an opportunity to get the full interview from Young Dueces and Babou Ceesay, because we took pride in being able to put this out there for him. So without further ado, everybody sit tight. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. But I do have some questions for y'all this time around as well. While you're watching Pop Quiz, hallelujah, these are the things that I need you all to report back to base with this information. I need y'all to tell me, what kind of music did Babou Ceesay say that Maru would listen to? What kind of music does Babou Ceesay think that Morrow would listen to? What kind of music you think, Ty? You think he's a you probably like a jump a jive and doo-wop, scooby doobity. I don't know. He had you don't even
he's such a dark individual, man. I feel like he might listen to some like heavy metal.
Yeah. I was thinking like heavy. You're right. I can see a little Slipknot. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? A little ICP in there. Man, a little something. Okay, so that's one thing he said. Also, what does Babou Ceesay list as his favorite alien movies? Huh? What did Babou Ceesay say were his favorite alien movies? He may have even given these in order of favorites. So without further ado, guys, we ain't gonna hold you. I want y'all to go ahead and let us know in the comments how you feel about this upcoming interview as we go ahead and get into the nitty. Please enjoy, like, comment, share, and most importantly, make sure you all go subscribe to Young Dueces GeekSet podcast page, as it is going to be one of our close friends working with here coming up here in the future. So let me go ahead and put this on for y'all. And like I said, please leave comments and we will see you all on the other side. Check it out. Without further ado, here it is. Deuces. Oh, shoot. Okay. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Abort mission. All right, hold on. Let me make sure I do this right, because I think I might have. All right, we back. As I was saying, guys, enjoy this portion of the interview, and we will see you on the other side. Deuces.
Choose your character.
All right. Welcome back to the GeekSet podcast, only podcast that blend hip hop culture and geek culture together. I'm your boy Dueces, and this is One-on-One with Dueces, the place where I speak with creators, curators, and people that you should know. And right now, very special episode, because if all my fans and the people that have been listening to the podcast, you guys know I am an alien fanatic. I love the franchise so much, and I've been singing praise of this show. But we have none other than Babou Ceesay, aka Morrow. How are you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. So nice for you to have me here, man. Thank you.
Man, I appreciate it so much, man. Like I said, for the past 3 weeks, I've been singing your praises, this show's praise, because like I said, I love the Alien series and franchise so much. And what I love about Alien Earth is that it pays so much respect to the OG while also being new and breathtaking, and adding to the lore without taking away from it, right? And so I was like, man, I've been loving this series and everything about it. Now, knowing that you are such a film fanatic and everything like that, and I know that you love horror as well. I know that, like, so you've told the story already about you got the script, you set it on your table, you went back and forth. But I want to know, when you got the call and they said you got the role, what was your first? How did that feel?
Oh man, brother. Well, I talked to Noah, and then for a couple of days, I had 3 days in a flat, and for those 3 days, I couldn't leave. I had arrived in Athens. I was making a film out there, and I had 3 days off, and I was waiting to find out if I had it. And I spoke to Noah in that time, and then had waited another couple of days. I couldn't leave the flat. I'd walk to the dining room, then I'd walk to the kitchen. I'd think, I've already washed the dishes. Then I walked to my room. I said, I've already made the bed. And I walk back to the lounge, sit down. In the end, I realized, oh my goodness, I'm in limbo. I can't even function. And I thought, I'm preparing myself for the very painful blow of learning that I'm not going to be playing Marco. So I'm sitting here bracing for the pain, waiting. So when they told me, oh man, and calling my wife up after this to say, hey, it's a yes. She was like, I was like, oh man. And it was at that moment that I got up, got my stuff together, and went outside and actually saw Athens and had a coffee and thought, oh, just a huge sense of relief. And then 10 minutes later, the weight of responsibility kicks in. You think, oh no, wait, I have to work. It's
right now.
Yeah.
I gotta bring this character to life. And like
Exactly.
you said, you're knocking it out the park. You know, what I love
Thank
about
you, man.
Morrow's character that what we're seeing on screen is that one, his sense of duty, right? You know, like even from that first episode, you know, he was like, I'm going to get them back. And you know, I know that this show can paint you as the antagonist, but I feel like there's a duality to the character because you got to think, you know, where we're at currently is in episode 6 as the live, right? And so you know, you hear where they say like, you know, these species, they didn't come here on their own. They were not trying to be here. They were brought here and they're just being natural, right? And you being so, you know, dedicated to the company, you're like, no, listen here. I'm going to get these back. I'm invested. I've been up here. The job is the job. And so I love that because it's like, it's one of those things where it's the antagonist can, you can see his side or you can be against him. Yeah.
That's the thing with the antagonist though. An antagonist is just the opposite of a protagonist. In their world, they are the protagonist. They're going forward, right? And I love what you said earlier about these creatures. They represent nature in the show. And nature's going to do what nature's going to do.
Right.
It's not negotiating with you or having a conversation. It's just going to do what it's going to do. It's going to follow its nature. Now, duty, though, is a different thing. It's a different beast altogether. Duty, loyalty. That's when you're learning, you're teaching yourself almost against your nature to do things that you might not do naturally, like to, you know, hurt another human being.
Right.
Just so you can get a goal that seems to be for a greater good than maybe what your own personal goal might be. So I think that's in the show, things are represented differently. Moral represents duty and honor and purpose. You know, and the purpose is more personal to him. I love that. And I think people can relate to that. It's almost like we know on some level, as awful as this sounds, that if you don't have a purpose, well, what's the point?
Right.
What's the point of you, right?
Right.
So if you see a character with such a clear purpose, whereas other characters feel like maybe they're being innovative or maybe they're looking for this or like, if you see that, I can see how sometimes people are like, oh man, I've had someone write to me saying, I have hated your character for 4 episodes, almost as if like directed at me. And I'm going, okay, I'm sorry. And then they've gone, and I just watched that 5, and now I'm Team Morrow. I got your back. Wherever you're going, we're going. I'm like, okay, great. You know,
but you know, that's like to me, I feel like if you're going to be an antagonist, you want those moments where people like sometimes they can't, you know, differentiate between the actor and the character. Like I tell this story before, but like I remember my aunt the first time that she watched Training Day, and she was for 3 months she was off of Denzel. She was like, I do not like Denzel, and I was like, Auntie, that's just a character, but he played it so well.
He played it so well. Oh man, Training Day. That's wow. That's an OG movie, man. Wow.
Right.
That performance. You're so right. You're so right.
But you know, I also love, like, you know, in those intense moments, like when you have to, like, you know, like whether it's a speech, whether it's, you know, just trying to get your point across, the way that you bring out that intensity of Morrow, like, you know, that elevator scene between Morrow and Kirsch. Oh my God. Like that was masterful because you can feel the tension. And, you know, you guys are both kind of like jockeying for power, you know, throwing in little jabs, you call it old motto, you know, your toys. And I'm just like, yo, this right. Like, you know, that meme?
Yeah.
Absolute cinema. Like I love it.
Yeah. I love that scene. I love doing that scene. I love working with Tim. And he came in and he's such a creative like person. And he said to me, hey, so I'm in there with my intense Morrow energy. He said, you know, and he added a little drop of honey to this scene with his thoughts. He said, look, it's just 2 guys, you know. So it's 2 guys, you're middle management on your side, I'm middle management on mine. You know, we're here. And Noah had put this idea actually into our head originally. But he said, it's a thing of, you know, they're talking to each other about, well, what's it like over there? What's it like being replaced? And of course, it's got all that extra edge because we are going to kill each other, maybe, but maybe not right now, because this is not the good place for it. And when he said that, I just started laughing. I thought, oh, this is beautiful. So even though we had that tension, the knowledge that underneath it, there's a little bit of maybe respect. It's like, okay, you're carrying your burden, I'm carrying mine. We get each other. It's okay. We'll have our day. Yeah.
Right. Like what?
Yeah.
We'll have our match, man. You know, right?
Exactly. Hopefully. Yeah.
Right. But that's the thing, you know, like with a cast as stacked as this, you know, this is like, you know, I tip my hat to the writers and the director, you know, of the show, because with a cast as stacked as it is, you can't get lost in trying to give everybody enough screen time or tell their story or really flesh out the characters. And I feel like that you guys are, as a team, you guys are really capturing all of that. Like we're able to connect and understand where everybody is at, you know, but also
that's wonderful, man.
You know, and like,
I
you
love
know,
that you're saying that.
You want to say
go
so?
On,
go ahead.
The story. Go ahead. No, you go.
But I was going to say, you know, and then really just get us invested in the bigger story, because, you know, with the 5 companies and just really just saying like, okay, now we know who these characters are. We know who we are rooting for or whose stories we want to know. But now we got to figure out what is really going on. What does Boy Genius really want?
That's it. And I love that you said that, because that's the point. The writing is so efficient as well. I know that's a very odd way to describe writing. It's so efficient that you are able to capture like an entire storyline in a sentence. So, you know, when Morrow says, you know, a feral boy with a palsied arm, and, you know, living on the streets, it's 3 lines. It's not even 3 lines. It's 1.5 lines. And it just gives you an entire history.
Right.
In a moment. And it's that efficiency. I think the cast, what I love about this cast, and I'm crazy about literally everybody in it, is that every time somebody has an opportunity to pull something out, they pull it out, and it says so much about them. And that's what blew me away. I mean, you've seen Ep6 and Tootles, played by Kit Young.
Mm-hmm.
And in Ep4, and, you know, 4, when he's dealing with Ardesh's character at the lab, is it Ep4? I'm confusing it. And Ep6, when you see what happens to him, and even that little thing of, oh no, I'll do it. Just that little moment shows you the child, shows you his desire to go and do something outside the box. You know, Jonathan Ajayi and Ardesh, the way that they interact with each other, it's just, it fills you with so much feeling and emotion as you're watching it. I'm watching it as a fan, man, and I'm just, you know, geeking out watching. So, yeah.
And you know, it's the also like with the mirroring, you know, the theme of Peter Pan, like that was brilliant, because, you know, we as kids growing up, we understand the story of Peter Pan in the Disney light and everything like that.
Yeah,
but there's also that little bit of like, wait a minute, what is really Peter Pan and the Lost Boys and everything? So when you hear Boy Genius telling the stories over, and you kind of have like that, you know, that ominous of like Peter Pan, yes, he wants you to stay young, but it's more of like there's like controlling, you know, you don't know where so it's like, it's just like, it's so good how they tell that story.
This show taught me how scary Peter Pan actually is, and this boy that doesn't want anyone to grow up. And what is growing up? Well, it's becoming more responsible, but also becoming more morally responsible. So you have to do the right thing at some point. But then again, we've got a bunch of adults that are doing whatever they want, you know, and in the midst of that, Morrow trying to represent duty. He's saying, well, we have to do what we should do, you know. So I think that Noah explores that with this backdrop of corporations. And, you know, in the modern world we live in right now, we're asking questions of, well, what are the corporations doing? Who's really in charge here? Is it our government, or is it that super powerful billionaire, trillionaire to be over there? Like, what's really controlling things? And we're in the midst of it, trying to make sense of that. So I think that exploration with sci-fi gives us a chance to do is what I love so much about this show, you know.
Right. And so like,
and it was there in the original. It was there in the original. And you know, the quarter shares.
Full circle.
Yeah, full circle. Going, hey, I want to talk about my bonus. Can we talk about a bonus situation? It's like, oh my goodness, what's new?
Right. And knowing everything that you guys have built over there at GeekSet as well, man, it deserves the spotlight to be highlighted for just the incredible work that you guys put in that helps inspire others to feel comfortable in their own skin about being fans of the things that they genuinely care about.
All right. Welcome back to the GeekSet podcast, the only podcast that blends hip-hop culture and geek culture together. I'm your boy Dueces, and this is One-on-One with Dueces, the place where I speak with creators, curators, and people that you should know. And right now, man, we got the man. We got the one and only Jay Ellis, Harold Mitchell, Rachel True, Phil Lamar, Walter Jones, Holy Deborah Wilson, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Rob Morgan, the Rome of Dorntainment, one and only Omar Benson Miller, the big homie Roy Wood Jr., John Clarence Stewart. How are you doing, bro? The Storm and Maya, Stephon Johnson, Paige Kennedy, Cedric Garbo, Record Ronnie, Fantastic Frankie, the King Vader, Dear Silas, the homie London Brown, Rob Markman, Yes Stutzman. How you be speaking?
Me?
Speaking with Danny Nicolette, Lawrence Gilliard Jr., Wolf Tyler. How are you doing? Savon Slater, aka Savon the Don, drummer boy in the building, Christo Chanel, Jordan L. Jones, the amazingly talented Jamie Gray, CEO of Revolt TV. I'm speaking with Tavio Samuels. We are speaking with the talented Gail Bean, Gary Anthony Williams. But I'm speaking with the one and only Kadeem Hardison. How you doing, brother?
Chopping it up with you for 45 minutes an hour. That's the easy part. Hey, you have a really good voice for this.
Because I know that you talked about being a kid on set, right? You know, you have that first walkthrough and everybody just looking at it like a museum and everything. But outside of the set, like what within this alien, like what was the most shocking thing to you outside of the set, like about this project?
I mean, shocking. I wouldn't use the word shocking. I would say the thing that really got me was the level of dedication to this franchise. Yeah. It really felt like a bunch of fans trying to make a piece of fan art for other fans. Everybody was just trying to do their utmost. And to be on a set where you have a bunch of people who care that much. I'm not saying that anybody knew there'd be any success. Like, and also you have the pressure of all these incredible movies that have been made as part of this franchise. And you're going, well, all we can do is what we can do. But there was no, look, I said one time, I think in an interview, that the people on the original Alien, they didn't know they were about to make one of the most iconic films in history. They had no idea. They were just, they knew they were doing something special probably, but it could have just disappeared as another cool horror from the 70s. It became something more, right? So on set, it was just seeing how there was a sense of almost like dedication to trying to get this thing across. And it wasn't necessarily shocking. I think it just inspired all of us. So you see everyone else putting their most in, you think, I'm going to do the most as well, you know?
Right.
I can't let the side down. I don't want to be the one that hasn't turned up ready, hasn't put in the work, doesn't care as much. He's trying to get a paycheck or a share.
Yeah. Now, do you get lost in Morrow? Because you know, this is a heavy role, very nefarious. Like, you know, and I learned that actors often sometimes take a little bit from their characters, you know, or they learn something from it. So I want to know, like, what has Morrow taught you as you walked in his shoes?
I'm a very affable, amenable. I don't know how else to say it about myself, but I'm actually very easy to work with. Like everything is funny and fun. I don't want to take anything too seriously. I just want everyone to be happy. I'm caring, warm. But then looking at Morrow, I thought, well, there's elements of myself that I can allow to come out. That directness, that courage, that confidence to be able to say, hey, look, this situation right here, it's not working. And one thing I noticed about Morrow is it doesn't rush into things. Whereas me, I'm like, let's go. And I'll figure it out as we're going. So I think whether I like it or not, 6 months of playing that character, your subconscious gets affected. There's no two ways about it. Now, I might get excited about something, but if I go away and have a moment to think, I might go, hey, no, hold on a second. Just give me a minute to think about this.
Yeah.
And then if I think about it and my instincts are telling me, no, this isn't really the thing. Okay, great. And so it's a sense of maturity almost.
Oh.
You know, left to it, I'll be a kid for life. Forget it. You know, what does it matter?
All right. So we like that. We do like to have a little bit of fun on this podcast. So I got some questions that are within the right. So First thing first, simple. Do you think Waylon Yutani can get Babou on their ship today? Like today, we're doing it. We got to go in space
to do what exactly?
The research. You got to do research.
No, no, brother. What? Where are we going? I'm not going anywhere, man.
You're not going anywhere. Okay, so no.
Go on. Would you go?
All right. So, huh?
Would you go?
So it depends on where I'm at in life. It depends on where I'm at in life.
Right. No, I hear you. That's interesting because it's almost as if we both know you'd have to be at a place in life where you feel like there's nothing left or no options. Yes. And then at that point, I'll be like, well, what I got to lose? Let's go.
Yeah. All right. So we call this our GeekSet hypotheticals. All right.
Right.
This is your survival rate. Zombie apocalypse, robot apocalypse, or alien apocalypse. Which one do you believe that you will be able to survive the longest?
Zombie apocalypse, robot apocalypse, and what's the last one?
Alien apocalypse.
Bro, terrible. All terrible. All terrible situations. I'm going to go with zombie.
Zombie? Zombie is...
I'm going to go with zombie.
Yeah.
I feel like they're the dumbest of the lot. And because the robots, I think, would figure out where I was very quickly. They could outrun me. Maybe a zombie couldn't, although we don't want World War Z zombies. They're very quick and determined.
They're quick, yeah.
Zombie apocalypse.
Zombie apocalypse. All right. I you know what? I said that. So what you said is always my breakdown. I'm like, all right, which zombies are we talking about? Because I feel like if it's just the Walking Dead style zombies, I got a couple of rules that I can put in place to survive.
Exactly.
But but that World War Z, the one that sprint, I don't know. And then if we talking Resident Evil, where anything can be a zombie,
forget it.
Get me out of there.
It's over.
Get me.
The thing is, I find zombie the most horrifying because the idea of the living dead is horrendous, right? But I just, maybe I've seen more zombie movies, so I feel like and the alien apocalypse. I'm like, forget it, man.
Because they can, you don't. That's the unknown. You really don't know what they have. You don't know what, as we see in Alien Earth, like we just thought it was xenomorphs. Next thing you know, now we got the fly. Now we got the eye.
The eye midge. Oh man, that eye. Forget it.
It's like, man, come on.
yeah, exactly. Right.
Now in Black culture, music often amped us up for things. What music does Morrow listen to get his day started?
Oh wow, that's deep, man. That's really deep, bro. I listened to, when I was playing Morrow, I listened to a lot of 1920s, 30s, 40s, and 50s Black jazz.
Oh, okay.
Going back as well to the Nat King Cole's. Because I think part of what I did it for was one of the songs that we would hum, that he used to hum, is We'll Meet Again.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to stick to music from that era and beyond, rather than what I would listen to. I'm a Biggie Smalls, Tupac. I'm from that time. That was when we were getting the cassette tapes and sitting down in a corner as a group and listening to it and speaking to our souls. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I feel like Morrow, he's going for the 50s, the Aretha Franklins and so on and so forth, just to steady himself, to be more at peace with his human side, which is, full of knots and pain. Yeah.
No, that's dope. And you know what? That really does track for Morrow. Like if I had to envision it myself, that definitely tracks from that would be what he would listen to. I can see him in his day, getting his day started, getting ready to go, trick some kids and
he's a terrible. I mean, the tricking the kids, dude. When I read that, I'm like, that's the first thing I read. The scene with Oddish, with Slightly, him manipulating Slightly, and I thought that is on the line.
Shit. And it's fun. It was really like, again, bro, you're killing this role so much. And I know, like the collaboration between your acting and writing, because even how when he clocked that they have the minds of kids, and he started using specific words like hero and monsters. That's when I was like, oh,
you are paying attention, brother.
Yeah, oh yeah,
because that's the deal. Yeah.
You know,
that's the deal. Yeah, I love it. The writing is fantastic, and then being able to lean into that, recognizing that he knows how to talk to a child in a way that actually the corporation, Boy K, and that lot don't
get at all, because because like I say, he wants them, which is like I said, is I love the themes in here, because when he first said that he wants somebody that's as intelligent as him, but then as they're getting more intelligent, he finds ways to knock them back down. It's like there's that pecking order, and so it's like it's but then here where your character is actually unintentionally kind of building him up, because you're so it's
and how many conversations have they had? There's the two that we see, the awful one with his mom, where he's really going in on him, but the fact of the matter is all those other conversations that he has with him, I'm sure they didn't just talk those 2 times.
Right,
he's getting to know this young man, and probably listening to things about his life and getting to know more, partly to collect information, but to feel listened to. I don't know anything better than that as a person,
Exactly. Yeah.
To feel
All right,
seen.
Last question before I get you up out of here. Top 5 Alien films.
Oh, dude, why are you putting me in that position, man? Okay, number 1, OG Alien. Right. Then Aliens.
Okay.
Right. I really like Prometheus.
Me too. Thank you.
I love it, brother. I mean, that there's just so many things that I could go crazy about. But anyway, Romulus. I know peeps were here and there, but I just loved it. That last act, with the endless face huggers, brother, like it's just creative. It's next level, and it had me on the edge of my seat, thinking what's going to happen next. It actually came out while we're shooting, but I didn't watch it. And in the 5th position, I'm going to put in Covenant.
Solid
yes.
list. Solid
yes.
list.
I'll stay there. But Prometheus is in 3 for me.
Yeah. So the last not question, but just for you, what is the last thing that what do you want people to take from this series when it's all said and done?
Wow. Okay. So look, there's a lot out there, and we're consuming a lot, right? When you see something that really speaks to you, like when I watch a TV show that I just feel like for that hour, or when I'm binging it for the 8, that I'm transported to another place.
Yes.
And that I'm fulfilled in some way, and then I get to come back to my life maybe a little bit stronger, hopefully. I'm hoping that people watch this series, suspend their disbelief, forgive us for our flaws, just come along with the faith that we all put into it and get something out of it. The world's an interesting place right now.
Yes.
So just to be able to watch something that you can disappear into, that's what my big hope is. Like ultimately to entertain,
Yes. Yeah. And
I loved watching it.
Yeah. I want to let you know, man, closing remarks from the fans, from GeekSet, from myself, from horror fans, from alien fans. In general, man, thank you guys for what you guys are giving us. Thank you guys for this franchise. Thank you guys for this series. Keep on continuing it. We're going to be supporting you beyond Alien Earth and everything like that. Just thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. I really appreciate you speaking to me, man.
No doubt.
Yeah. So that is, of course, none other than the homie Young Dueces. And his interview with Babou Ceesay, which was also insightful. Hopefully you was doing your homework and you did hear the answers to the questions. We ain't gonna give them to you now. I want to see them in the comments. We'll shout you out on the next live broadcast. But yeah, man, it's good to see these brothers getting this shine, right, Ty?
100%, man. Another really good interview. A lot of what I heard from Babou is that he's one of us too. He's
right.
He's a Alien fan. Broke down what he loved about the Alien franchises. and just a really insightful brother. So I wish him all the success as well. And yeah, shout out to Young Dueces for a great interview.
Yeah, shout out Young Dueces, man, and everybody. And shout out to you for sticking with us through this entire process in our Alien Earth special. If you did tune in live, thank you very much. You are in for a treat. Next week, our special guest will be none other than the one and only Yvette Nicole Brown, and you already know how much you love her, so make sure you all pull right on up and be in the comments and make sure you let us know and her know how much you appreciate her joining the broadcast, because we're going to keep doing what it is that we do. You already know. And as we even alluded to a little earlier, we're going to go ahead and get y'all out of here. So be your authentic self as always, because if you ain't being yourself, guess what? You're being fake, and it ain't nan honoring that. Go ahead and check the website. Go and stay in touch with us. And if you're a true geek, go ahead, let that good old geek flag fly. Deuces.
The new Blerd Order is one of my favorite places to visit. I hope you'll join us next time.